Hollywood's ultimate best friend. You'll probably remember her from movies like 27 Dresses, 13 Going on 30, or TV shows like Arrested Development. But for her latest project, Judy Greer is getting behind the camera as she directs her very first feature film, a happening of monumental proportions. Kelsey had a chance to sit down with Greer and talk about that and a lot more. Have a look.
Well, did you call 911?
They said since he's already dead, it's not technically an emergency. If I see that on Facebook...
Facebook? I'm on Snapchat.
So, Judy, you are making your directorial debut.
I am, yeah.
When we look at the cast, what was that like bringing this incredible group of people together? Because, I mean, like, you went big with your first movie. The names in this film are incredible.
I know, that was an accident. It's just that everyone I asked kept saying yes. So I was like, I'm gonna shoot for the stars and then see what happens, and it never hurts to ask. And everyone was like, yeah, no, totally, I'll do your movie. And I was like, what?
Was that the silver lining? And maybe, I guess, what was something that was more challenging for you?
You know, I found editing to be more challenging, I'll say. Not hard, just like it's like almost broke my brain, because that was a thing where I was like, I just can't wait to get in the editing room. And then once I got in there, you really start to see like how subtle different changes you can make can really change and improve. And then you also see, of course, like what you didn't get, and you're like, how did I not get that shot?
You're having an affair with your assistant.
Good morning, Daniel.
Bob called. He said wants to have lunch with me.
My husband, Bob,
Yes.
wants to have lunch with you.
Yes.
He's gluten-free.
Your friendship with Jennifer Garner is not only on the screen, but it's also a real-life thing.
Yes.
And you were there when she got her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yes, I made a speech. I was terrified.
But you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you. I wrote it myself.
What is the best part of that friendship?
Well, when we actually can hang out together.
Right. You're busy.
It's hard for us to really ever see each other in person. So things like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll make a speech and then we can totally hang out.
Perfect. Well, speaking of being busy, I mean, we were doing some Googling, and on IMDb, you are credited just with acting with 129 things.
That's a lot.
And we did some counting. At least 70 of those are movies.
Is it 70?
Yeah.
Oh, I used to keep track because I liked when I wrapped a job to be like, I just wrapped my 68th movie or
Oh my
whatever.
gosh.
But then I stopped.
You have made an incredible career, though.
Yeah, thank you.
You are also not only directing, but also acting still, of course, and you star in the new comedy series Kidding.
Yes.
With Jim Carrey playing his ex-wife. So what's it like working on the show?
Well, it's really fun. It's also sometimes really hard because there's a lot of really diggy scenes, a lot of emotional scenes, like in the middle of maybe rehearsing, and I kind of forget I'm working with Jim Carrey, and then he'll like look up and make one of his funny faces, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm working with Jim Carrey.
What are you doing here?
Phil's old team made the Colombo Classic. Sometimes I sit in the stands, blow some wind in their sails. Want to join and get some hotcakes?
Sounds sad.
Does it?
Besides, I have my wine club at 6 and it's more fun on an empty stomach.
We wanted to talk to you a little bit about the fact that you are directing. You've had so many roles under your name as an actor, and we know that there's so much change needed for women in the industry.
Yeah.
We've seen the talk about pay equity, the conversations around Me Too. Where do you feel the industry needs to go, and what needs to happen?
I think that we need more women in higher positions, and not even just directing, but in the studio, executive positions that are going to hire women. We need women directing, and then when those women get those jobs, they need to be paid the same as men. I've been talking to a lot of men about this, and I think that they're like, yeah, but you know, he's had these other jobs, and I'm like, yeah, because he had the opportunity to have them. So it's such a huge conversation. Until we have women in positions of power, like, we're, you know, not really going to make much of a dent.
Yeah. Well, Judy, thank you so much for chatting with us, and thank you for making us laugh and cry and feel so many things over so many years. We appreciate
Thank you.
And you can catch new episodes of Kidding that airs Sundays at 10 o'clock on Crave TV.